Welcome everyone to Taste Different Gaming Appetizers. Tonight, we're going to talk about good things that must come to an end. Capcom's been on a roll here lately with some, revitalizing franchises and stuff like that, but it seems like their live service game, Exoprimal, coming to an end. They recently announced that they are no longer developing seasonal content for the Dino Shooter. That didn't last very long. We didn't even make it a full year, I don't think. So if you bought the game and you were hoping for continuous content with your buddies for the next, couple of years or something with Dino Shooter, when you're hoping for Dino Crisis and got Exoprimal, this may be sad news for you. Basically they said after season 4 ends, there is no more Exoprimal seasonal content, which is kind of sucks. But in my opinion, it's the status quo for games as a service games these days. They're just it's a hard genre to get into for a development company, and then most of them don't make it. So it sucks. Like I said, Capcom's been on a roll, but this one was not it. We played it. I don't even think we lasted a week in it. It just seemed very repetitive after a while. You're like, okay, it's the same thing over and over and over. You're racing another team to see who can get the most points the quickest and progress each stage the fastest and things like that. And some of them had a PvP content at the end and things like that, where you battled each other out, to see who was the ultimate winner of that round, and things like that. I wonder what their concurrent player count has been over the last year. Obviously it's been pretty low, and they're not making enough money on whatever, if they're not seeing enough player count to keep it going. So, it sucks, but I for me, it's no skin off my back because I'm not playing it anymore, and I was bored with it pretty quick. Does microtransactions and things like that hurt things like this? I mean, because the game wasn't free, it was a full price game. And I cannot remember. We didn't play very much, but I know they had like a premium battle pass, which I think was probably, that's a live service game, right? But you have to be popular, in my opinion, to have a paid for battle pass. Like Destiny obviously has a paid for battle pass, and other games have a paid for battle pass, but they're popular, right? Fortnite. This game came right out the gate and was like, buy my crap. And everybody's like, this sucks, or this is not worth it. And then it's just dying off. So player count didn't take off. So it's really hard to sell skins and stuff like that through microtransactions. Shane, are you sad to see Exoprimal going away? They didn't give you your Dino Shooter. Instead, they gave you Exoprimal instead of Dino Crisis.
You could say it's going extinct.
This is probably happy news for you, right? You were like, don't give me Dino Crisis. This is what you deserve.
It's exactly what they deserve. So the last player count I see here was 75 at its peak, 49 for the average. So yeah, suck it. Yes, you're right. This a game like this is hard to get into, where mistake 1 was charging for it. Mistake 2 was charging for it. Mistake 1 was making it. Because this is not what Capcom, let's say Capcom fans wanted. Just Capcom fans alone. They did not want this. They wanted Dino Crisis. When the original trailer came out and she showed up, it looked like, what's her face from Dino Crisis? Nick just about had to clean his monitor. I mean, he was so pumped when he saw that. And then all this weird crap started happening. And then he realized, oh, God dang it. What is this piece of shit? And that's when he almost had to wipe. He almost lost his mud. He was so mad. This game was not destined for anything but closure. We played it. The three of us make anything enjoyable because we're children. I mean, that's pretty much it. We're children. Even we had a hard time because it was repetitive. It was interesting in concepts here and there, but it was really just a massively repetitive game with And a lot of these games are repetitive, but they have some sort of mojo going on with it that keeps you kind of going and enthralled. Call of Duties, Fortnite's, all that. At least Fortnite does a really good job, I think, of mixing things up. But with this one here, I don't know what the added content has been since we played it last, so I can't judge on that. But if it was anything like the beginning, it had no chance. It just did. Just like so many other games of this type. It sucks, and I hate to see if anybody lose their job over it, but it was a terrible decision to make. Capcom, if they would have dropped a Dino Crisis remake or a reboot or even a remaster, I guarantee that it made more money than it made on this game. I would guarantee it. Just the nostalgia. Nick would have bought it on his PC, his PlayStation, his Xbox, his freaking diabetes checking machine. He would have had it on everything. I would have bought the crap out of it too. And Pat would have done it because peer pressure. And there you go. So it is to be expected. It's sad. It's really sad that, when a game dies, even if it's not my cup of tea, I don't want to see a game die because those 49 players still like this game. It sucks for those 49, but maybe they should have got 50 and they could have hanged on a little bit longer. But it's to be expected when you have a game of this type. When your game is built around monetization, this is going to happen. So, but the good news is we're that much closer, I think, to a Dino Crisis, because this game did show that people like dinos. I love dinosaurs. Love them. I'd marry a dinosaur. But it's not Dino Crisis, so nobody wanted it. And there's too much monetization stuff. It was destined for failure. Yeah. And then we look back and the archaeologists dig this game up and people are going to be like, what the hell? Oh. But that's unfortunately that's what I got.
Yeah, and obviously it didn't sell well, right? I mean, it sold I think it sold pretty well. It did make their platinum hit list, which I think they have to sell 1 million copies or whatever to make that list. Which, I don't know what the development cost for this game were. Did they make their money back? But I was a little bit worried when the game first came out that it was a $60 price tag on a live service game that's, quite frankly, my opinion was just a dino shooter, right? I'm like, okay, dino shooter, but it's not what everybody was hoping for. And I think we played like some of the beta weekends together, and I was like, this is not going to go well. And we bought it because, we wanted to play as friends, and we played. I don't even think it lasted a week. It was $60 not well spent, but you can get it now on sale, obviously. So, so for those type of things, cool. But yeah, not my cup of tea. And, I like a looter shooter as much as the next guy, and I love co-op games. But to me, this one just got boring because it literally was the same thing. You're pushing an objective, then you're racing another team. Those were the modes that were out when we played. Now, I don't know if they added additional modes, which I would hope they would have added additional modes by now. But pushing objectives and then PvP at the end. Some of them, not all of them, had PvP at the end. And
just a quick Google search: 940,000 copies sold by the end of 2023. End of September 2023. Excuse me.
Okay. So not quite 1 million. They didn't make their 1 million, but which means they probably still made a good chunk of money.
That was in September, so I would imagine they probably peaked the 1 million by now. But like pushing the cart barely over that peak.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, it's hard to tell. I mean, some articles I'm finding on IGN says that as of 13 hours ago, they weren't listed as a platinum hit for the Capcom, which means they have to sell 1 million copies. But, there's people that enjoy it. Obviously, those people on the Steam charts, the 59, what are they showing? 51 players playing right now enjoy it. Yeah. So on Steam, but the console numbers aren't reported here. And remember, this thing came out on everything. So, so cool.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Exoprimal's going the way of the land of the lost. And
they're going extinct, as you said.
That's all right, though.
They didn't bode well for them, but live and learn. I hope other developers are learning from this live service games that are not the way to go. So,
and Capcom really should. Capcom should venture out into new things. They should try new things. Don't get me wrong, but no company should venture into something like this, where it's it's about monetization and nothing else.
Yep.
Capcom's got such a solid game library and a history. Don't piss it away for monetization. I buy almost everything Capcom puts out, so
yeah, I've loved their Monster Hunter series and all this stuff. They've been doing really well, and we play the crap out of that together. That's fun. Even the old knockoff game that was like Monster Hunter, I can't remember who made that not too long ago. It was fun, but
yes, true. I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah, but
it's you venture out of your wheelhouse, but take some of the wheel with you. Is what they need to do. Take that one wheel. If you're going to make an Exoprimal type game, take one wheel from Dino Crisis with you and kind of build onto that. That would be my suggestion.
Yeah.
Or just give me a damn Dino Crisis.
Yeah, that too, right? All righty. You got anything else before we, hand these dinosaurs off to the paleontologist to dig them back up later?
In the words of Jeff Goldblum from Jurassic Park, life will find a way.
Well, these dinosaurs won't. Capcom's already said they're putting a kibosh on them. All right. Well, let us know what you think. Are you still playing Exoprimal? If you are, what's keeping you playing? And if you did play it and you're no longer playing it, are you same sentiments as us, or you don't care anymore because you stopped playing months ago, if not shortly after it came out? Let us know what you think down in the comments. And as always, we hope you enjoyed this episode and hope to catch you in the next one.
See ya.